Hello everyone, the 316 Lego Maniac 316 here, back with another Lightning Collection review on Monday. Most of the times when I get a new Lightning Collection figure, I do it on Monday. That's it, essentially. Anyway, this time I got In Space Phantom Ranger. Now, let's get that out of the way. Phantom Ranger is a Turbo character. He was introduced in Turbo, and I believe we last saw him in Space. He was only in, I believe, 3 episodes of In Space. There was one where he was on a planet tracking Zordon or whatnot, and he was in the final 2 episodes, which was a two-parter. I count that as 1 episode, truth be told, so he really didn't play that integral a part in Space, but in Turbo he did. I think the reasoning behind them not putting him as Turbo is simply due to the fact that if they did put Turbo, people are going to be expecting the Turbo Rangers to come out, and I don't think that's in the pipeline anytime soon. At least from what I've seen of the wave listings, it looks like they're doing Wild Force and not Time Force. Well, they are doing Time Force from what the leaks say, but don't trust the leaks until you see the figures come out. Anyway, that's enough rambling on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories. So this first accessory is new to me, and this is a blast effect piece that goes on any figure's torso. So I'm going to go ahead and let's grab Omega Ranger here, because I have him on hand. I was going to do a size comparison with him and Phantom, but essentially you're just going to want to stick it on the chest, and yeah, that's it. It's just an effect piece. And it looks pretty nice. It's in blue. I don't know if this is the first time we've gotten this particular color or not, or if this is a brand new mold even. I don't think it's a new mold, but it's a really nice, shiny blue effect piece. It's just translite blue. There's no speckles or anything in it anyway. So really nice effect piece. Speaking of effect pieces, he comes with the... Oop, come on. Alright, sorry. He comes with the Turbo Navigator and also a brand new effect piece which pegs into there. There's just, a hole at the tip, and there's a peg, and you put the hole in the peg. Pretty simple stuff there. Speaking of Turbo Navigator. I think it's kind of funny they called him an In-Space Ranger and gave him a weapon from Turbo that he never even used, other than in non show stuff, and they say these figures are mostly based on the show. Anyway, enough rambling on, sorry, getting angry. So if you look at my Turbo Navigator, it's actually bent. It was way worse out of packaging. I used a hairdryer on it for about a minute and then tried to flatten it out, and it looks better. It's definitely not, fully straight on. Apologies, my headset was bugging me there, but it's definitely not straight. That sucks. But back to the effect piece for just 1 second here before we go on to the hands. It does plug into his ruby on the torso, so if you wanted to have him shoot something out of his ruby, he could do that. Or even if he's getting blasted by his ruby. Anyway, last accessories. He got 2 fisted hands, which have a nice glossy shine on the back of them. And these are brand new molded because of that, you can tell, because they haven't had these hand pieces before because of that nice glossy finish on the back. These would be decent for like a custom. And of course he comes with trigger figure holding hands. These are the type of hands that should have came with the A Squad Rangers. Anyway, let me go ahead and readjust Phantom Ranger here. Some of his joints are a little tight, some of them are pretty loose. But anyway, now we can take a look at the actual Phantom Ranger here, and I have to say that this figure is completely brand new. The only thing that was reused from this figure, as far as I'm aware, is that effect piece that goes on someone's torso. Everything here is brand spanking new, including the head, which has is on a new joint. So as you can see, you can get way more posability options with the head. It doesn't go forward or back as far, but look at that. He can look at his chest plate. Isn't that cool? But let me see if I can take this helmet off. I'll have to do it off camera. I have barely any room in here. Ugh. But yeah, you can see it's a ball joint that's on a peg that goes into the torso here. Kind of hard to see that, but thankfully I have some new lights here. But it's basically like a dumbbell, and it can move down in the bottom. Trying to get you a good look there. There you go. You can see it's kind of in its socket, and it can push around, and it's a really nice joint. So that is new too, but I don't know if they've used that for another figure before. I think they have with the Tango Warrior, but that could have been a bigger bolt joint. Anyway, sculpt-wise, this is one of those figures where the sculpt is absolutely perfect. I don't have any complaints whatsoever with the sculpt. It looks just like the Phantom Ranger sculpt-wise, and there's just a lot of really nice intricate detail, especially from that like leathery looking undersuit. The way the light hits it, it looks gorgeous, and it just works. Unlike a Bethesda meme. Anyway, all of the buckles are painted, every single one. All four of those on this side of the boot, and I thought there was one on the back there, I guess not. And he's also got the 4 buckles up here. They didn't finish it off with black, but since the strap is silver, might as well. But they even painted the buckles on the back of his thighs, which is crazy, because you're barely going to see that. It's nice that they painted the buckles silver, but my major issue with the figure is if they didn't paint the buckles silver, they should have painted all the excess torso paint that's missing, and this brim here, the silver brim, that should be more of a bronzish color. Now, when I was doing image research for this video, what I noticed is that more of the newer art pieces for him does not have that bronze bit of paint on the brim, but it does have the torso paint. It's interesting how, or where even, Hasbro are taking these, reference photos from, because sometimes the figure is perfect, 10 out of 10, nothing absolutely at all wrong with the figure, and other times you get situations like what's happening with Wild Force Silver, and it's just, it baffles the mind. They really need to, get on that and be like, okay, are we basing this off the show, or are we basing this off of something else? Which, in most cases, it should be the show, but some figures can't. Anyway, enough rambling. Figure-wise, it's really good. Now, I am going to go over the posability real quick, because this is a completely new kitted figure. And I don't believe he has any new posability other than in the neck, but I still want to go over it. So, arm-wise, you still get the ratchet joint up there, but because of his rubberized torso piece, it can't go up all the way. However, if you did twist the entire joint, you could then, twist that and then twist it into place if you really needed to, if it's really getting in the way. He does have a butterfly joint, if I can... My hand's in the way here, or my thumb. He does have the butterfly joint in there. It goes forward that far and back that far. Pretty good. Forearm swivel up there. Oh, and I forgot to mention, on the elbows and the knees, there are no pins on these figures anymore. What do I mean? Let me bring in Omega again. So, as you can see, he has pins on his arms and on his legs, but for certain pins they would have to be one color, but the particular part is 2 colors. And on this figure, no pins at all. It's really nice that we don't have any pins on this particular figure. So you can bend his elbow such as that, and that's pretty decent range of posability on the elbow. At least you can bend this bottom one a bit further if you didn't bend it all the way, but as you can see, if you try to bend it upward, it's basically just going to go back to the same position that you just saw. Hand-wise, it's the standard twist, but what's nice about these trigger finger holding hands is that instead of going like this, they go like this. So he can actually hold his gun properly, unlike basically all the other Rangers. I really wish they used these for A Squad Rangers. I don't want to order like, 3 more Phantom Rangers just to get those hand pieces. But those would work well for A Squad if you want to do that. Torso-wise, he does a full 360 up here. It's nice and ratcheted. It's not a tight ratchet. It's just nice enough. This bottom hip crunch, it goes back that far, and it goes forward that far. Really nice range of movement there. So, you know, if you wanted to have him do like a kick or something, you could do that. Or if he's getting like blasted, like, ah. So hip-wise, I believe these are the new drop-down hips, but it's really hard to tell because of how the figure is molded. But you can see that when I pull on this leg goes upward. So it might just be how the figure's made, but you can actually twist his belt around a little bit, but I don't recommend it because it starts to get out of mold and you might break it. Anyway, thigh swivel, right there. You can kick forward pretty far, can't kick backward at all. Or, well, maybe just a touch. And here are the pinless knees. So those go back about that far. Not terrible, not the worst. And finally, the feet. He's got some monster feet, by the way. I'll show them off with next to other figures. But he can bend pretty far ahead, and he's got a pretty nice pivot. Anyway, that goes over the posability. I know I don't do that very often with these figures because most of you have seen it by now, but with Phantom Ranger, given he's a completely new and kitted figure, I thought I would do it. Anyway, next up, my favorite part is the size comparisons or figure comparisons. So let's see, ruler-wise, he's about 6.5, closing in on 6.25 inches. He's pretty tall, not bad at all. So I've been showing him off constantly in this video because I wanted to show him off against another 6th Ranger, or well, a 6th Ranger, but we have Omega, and yeah, he's a little bit shorter. This is basically the standard male body, although Omega is the more thinner male body. Let me get all these accessories out of the way first. And let's go ahead and do comparisons with his wave mates. So in Space Pink, they have a history. Cassie and Phantom Ranger do. If I could stand her upright. There we go. She's going to fall over, watch. And we have Zeo Yellow from Wave 11, or no, Wave 10. Yeah, Wave 10 as well. Obviously, basically, there's the exact same mold between these two, but I thought I'd show them off. I do not have Dino Charge Green, because I'm not getting Dino Charge Green. I like the Dino Charge suits, but I don't really care too much for him. I don't really feel like going back and trying to get Dino Charge Black. He's just way too obscure, and I don't want to spend $60 to import him. So, and it'll probably be a team I don't collect. And I wasn't planning on collecting either of these two teams, but here we are, you know? So, yeah, that was my review for the In Space Phantom Ranger. What do you guys think of this figure? Let me know in the comments below. Is he a 10 out of 10 for you? 9 out of 10 for me? I do recommend him, but just a word of caution, he is missing paint in, you know, very key places, especially that he doesn't have that bronzish color on the top of his visor. But he's still a really good figure, brand new, completely new mold for everything except that chest effect piece, like I was saying. While I'm going in the closing comments here, let's look at the box in space here. The back of the box, I like to mimic the render. There's the bottom. There's the side with the lightning bolt. There is the front in Space Phantom Ranger. Top is like a grayish black. So, be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you want to see more Lightning Collection videos, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and to hit the bell to be notified when more videos like this are going to be uploaded. Usually for Lightning Collection, it's Monday. Although depending on, you know, how I'm feeling, sometimes I'll do like 2 videos a week if I have, you know, just received like a whole bunch at once. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching, guys. Peace.